welcome for round two, Karmageddon. Now, what's been happening is I come in and get some work done, and I can see a few of my latest comments here, and I am in 100% agreement with some. I would argue or disagree with others, but I am highly interested in a handful of them. And is he wrecking stuff? I got a cat running around here wrecking stuff because he thinks he should get fed. My pets are firm believers that they can hustle both sides of the caretakers and get double fed. And we're on to their scheme. So this handful of comments I'd like to address is I hope I'm saying is Iyah. I don't know if that's right. I hope I'm saying it right. I heard she's a doctor in real life too, and I keep seeing a few comments about how it's fresh, and I'm gonna follow this video up with a reaction to Samson's 1-6. I don't know why I would choose that, but it's going to be an X exclusive. It's on the channel here too, but I'm doing it again to try to make a point. Speaking out about what's going on in society, whatever side you're on, isn't fresh. I just came from a Chris Webby reaction. He's one of the artists that brought me to this gig, and it was about asking ethyl oxide, the sterilizer in the nasal swabs, but then the same chemical when in the mucous membrane has, I think, cancer-causing agents. It seems problematic. Now, I don't know enough, and all my opinions are for entertainment purposes only, but it was this really super valid question that lots of individuals lost their voice by speaking on because I was supposed to, or they were supposed to, or you were supposed to blindly queue up and just let them give you whatever they said was good for you. Like they somehow knew better. With the entire history of the problematic nature of, let's say, global medical treatments. Sometimes they're for the better. Eradicating illness for good. Okay, there's your point. I get you. Then there's a whole lot of incidents that are brushed under the rug because they're problematic and might change the way you comply, so we don't get to talk about them. But the entire history of, let's say, medical experimentation on the people, sketchy at best. This channel doesn't appeal to authority, whether it being a medical degree wielding or weapon wielding. But, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, let me tell you, just because a group of people is disarmed doesn't mean they won't let a bunch of people with chemicals and drugs mindlessly lead them anyways. So it could be medical tyranny, it could be authoritarian tyranny, it could be corporate tyranny. But my point is your gal, as wonderful and beautiful and talented as she may be, that this is not fresh. It might be a fresh breath of air for the pop music scene, or I don't know what the genre would be, or for an area that isn't been able to speak its mind much. Her speaking her mind and bucking the system probably works for your regional understanding of it's time to have a voice. I find it completely interesting that she addresses the tribal nature of this whole thing, but then chooses one of the hot topic tribal items to take a side on. Nothing wrong with that. This channel has made it clear we side with anti-artisan cobalt mining, and let's put an end to human trafficking and the exploitation of, well, slavery still exists. There's just no denying it. I'm not going to play. We don't got to go back to any time in the past. Plenty of places it needs to be eradicated. Now, I'm just offended by, let's say, exploitation of workers, stealing visas and exit papers, and then just working them into the ground with a completely renewable, recyclable, disposable workforce. So I have my own issues. There's lots of stuff I think is horrible. I don't have to agree with your horror. And in my comments right now, there's a issue. The issue is simple, but the powers that be profit from gray zones and mass. Seeing what's been happening is the comment. Okay, it is here. Good. Can I? By mass confusion, cannot stand by watching an invading power breaching international law. Yeah, and I think there's yeah, so here I guess this says it. So cheers, I appreciate you, Pytex7. I think this really helps where I want to get with this, because we got Jabobro. Don't hold yourself back. Love your reaction. That would be the hidden 20-minute one, just because I didn't want to be. I think it's great, but here's the thing. Tom McDonald been doing this for years. Webby been doing this for years. There is an entire genre of woke rap, anti-woke rap, that does nothing but question the mainstream narrative on, let's say, indoctrination. Oh, you have to think the way I think, or you're not good. You don't get to judge that. Something much greater than a human presence can judge that, or screw you. It's the universe. I don't see enough examples of morally sound decision making that I think a single person should be telling anybody anything, really. Suggestions, opinions for entertainment purposes only. Cool. But my way is right? Nah, I don't buy none of that. What I do point out is that the messaging is solid. She's great. You know, I mean, a very attractive young lady. But within this one, the hidden reaction, we discussed, just use Britney Spears for an example. How did that Mouseketeer to megastar pipeline, how did that serve? How does that serve a lot of the artists that we placed on pedestals, worshipped for their moment in the spotlight, and then forgot about and brushed under the rug? It's like there's a machine that churns out content designed to sell you a widget. Because you are so obsessed, present company excluded, I don't mean to disrespect anyone personally, but because people are so consumed with needing the widgets, they don't understand the entire content process is, mostly to get into their wallet. I had to have a strong talk with a coworker about upselling, and I'm like, your job, unfortunate as it seems, is to go get in their wallets. You're not their friend. You're not their psychiatrist. You are their street performer hustler. Go get paid. They're marks. Or you shouldn't be a bartender. I'm just saying, if you don't understand the game, then you don't understand the game. I think I'm going to wrap this up for now. Part one. I need to move on to the Sixth Sense. Well, all right, we're going to go this way. Yeah, that says Karmageddon there, but that's technically, we're here with Samson and the Sixth Sense on January 6th, 4 years after the event. What we're really discussing, as everybody else who just saw this, it'll get cut off right before the reaction, and the rest will go over up on X. But everybody else, we were talking about Iyah, I think that's her name, the sick Karmageddon, and it being fresh. And I would say that this, even though it is a moment in time specific, very much is the same exact sort of lyrical content, goes against the grain of normie society or the approved talking points of mainstream media. It asks questions that need to be asked, and at no point does it think that an event that has been lied about, oh, and you can look at spicy pictures all you want. Let's figure out who the pipe bomber was. Comparing it to actual tragedies is disgusting, but that's in the bars.
Fellow Americans, good morning. Certain dates echo throughout history.
The January 6th insurrection.
January 6th attack on the United States Capitol.
The January 6th Capitol insurrection.
January 6th.
January 6th.
January the 6th.
January 6th.
Including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault.
Well, okay, I do. And to be fair, this is where I'm in the same boat as Karmageddon, and I hope I'm in the same boat as Samson. The Ashley Babbitt trial will be moving forward finally, because there was at least one murder that day. Certainly wasn't a single police officer. That's been disproven, dispelled, and the propaganda is worthless now. But at least one person was murdered that day, to be fair.
These clear acts of sedition and violence and terrorism.
A violent terrorist attack on the Capitol.
Such an attack on our democracy.
Violent attack to overthrow an election.
The worst attacks in American history.
Yeah, now let's just keep in mind. Let's keep in mind now our eyes are open. Let's see what the next step looks like. Because boy, do I remember what the Summer of Love looked like. That's in the bars too.
If I can't have it my way, I'll burn the whole country down.
Wow. I see that's only a one-sided position, and I would venture to guess that my coexist belief, my theory on the coexist sticker, was just proven right there. We want to coexist as long as you're not in the equation. Oh, you're my kind of people? We're going to coexist just fine, but you don't see things my way? You don't like, balls in your face all day? You're not like us. You're not cool. You have to be gone, then the rest of us can coexist. Woof. That's a bold position to take.
Dates that occupy not only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th.
Yeah. The moment you decided that murdering a citizen coming through an opening was better than finding out who opened the doors in the first place. Or, the pipe bomber. It's too bad they got that problematic hole in their case. It's too bad we know about all the insurgents in the group. It's too bad BLM activists actually dressed up like MAGA supporters and then caused violence and you blamed it on other people. It's too bad that little old grannies who looked at the building went to jail. But on the other side of the world, rapists and killers get the lightest sentences as possible. I would say that a certain ideology that's guiding the planet right now is as disgusting as any ideology we have ever seen. Our crime is speech. Your existence is violence. That's that bitch's core message. And I personally think she's a drunk bitch.
1941, September 11th, 2001, and January 6th, 2021.